Hi, welcome everybody. My name's Rob. Welcome to the shop. Hey, I got some exciting news I want to share with you guys. And I'm going to share it with you guys because it all came about because of you guys. Because you guys tune in and you watch me. And I appreciate you guys. And I do this for you guys. I enjoy it. It's fun. But I want to give a shout out to the one and only Bearded Viking Woodworks. Man, you guys need to go check this dude out. This dude is awesome. He's got a community of people that follow him that are just great. He's a good dude. Thursday night on his live chat on YouTube, he mentioned us.
T.Jr.Woodworking. Absolutely. Everybody go sub. Let's go check him out. I'm going to go to his channel right now. Bam.
He mentioned the T.Jr.Woodworking shop. All because of you guys out there. You guys are awesome, man. If you get a chance, go check him out. I'll leave a link below to his YouTube channel there. And Bearded Viking Woodwork, you're awesome, dude. Keep up the good work. Keep it up, man. Here's to you and your community out there. I'm going to give you 2 thumbs up. We'll see you. Thanks a lot. All right, guys, without further ado, let's get into this exciting video today. It's going to be a nice video, I can guarantee you that. We're going to get up here in a minute. We're going to go over here and we're going to get some wood out of the wood pile. We're going to bring it over here and we're going to start working it up. So let's go over to the pile I got over here and let you see a little bit of that while we're digging through it here. Hey, guys, we're over here at the wood pile now. As you can see behind me here, I've got my stash of all smalls. I don't throw it away. I don't call it scrap. I use that stuff. We're going to be using a lot of it in some upcoming videos. But the piece I'm going to need today is going to be over here. We're going to go over here. We're going to move some of this. We're going to get that piece of maple out up there. So we're going to dig it out here a little bit. I got some oak. I got some more maple here. I got some nice piece of live edge cherry here. I got some cedar. I got some sassafras back here in the corner. I've got some sassafras here. There's a piece of oak. I got some walnut in here as well. Got another piece of cherry here. Yeah, it may need to be organized, but hey, it works for me. So let's get busy here. Let me get some of this moved around, get this oak and stuff here moved out of the way. Yeah, I got a couple projects down here I've been going through and getting into. I'll get to them later. We'll get to them when we get to them. It'll be all right. Just something I've been doing on time. So I'm going to get this piece dug out here, and we'll get it taken over there, back over to the table, and we'll tell you about what we're going to do and lay it out. We're going to lay it out in front of him, and we're going to cut it up and get it ready to go. So let me get this dug out. I'll catch up with y'all back over there. Yeah, finally got it dug out over there. This is a big, rough, sawn cut piece of maple here. We're going to lay it up here. I'm going to grab my tape measure. We're going to lay it out here. We'll get my tape measure and get everything going here. We're going to lay it out. I'm going to lay it out in a couple pieces so it's easier to run through the planer and easier to do the cutting and sawing on. Be easier to cut off everything. We're going to do 45s, miters on the corners and stuff on this box. So let me grab my tape measure and my pencil and be right back in here. All right, guys, I got my tape measure back here. If you remember at the beginning of the video when we started this, I said I was going to make it 9 inches long, 3.5 wide, and 3 tall. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to lay these out, but I'm going to give myself a little extra here to work with. So I'm going to lay one of them out here at 10 and one of them out here at 20. And then I got one here for 30. And then I'll have one here for 40. And what I'll do is I'll just cut it right here in 20 and 40 for now. That way we'll be able to run it through the planer a lot easier because I find it a lot easier to run the longer pieces through versus the short pieces at a time. It seems to be a lot easier, a lot faster for me. That's the way I do it. So, but I want to make sure my ends and all are good, which is good on this end. I got it marked out here, so we're ready to take it over to the chop saw and chop this up and get ready to go here in the planer here shortly. So meet me over here at chop saw if you. All right, guys, we made it over here to the chop saw. We're gonna cut these up into smaller pieces, like I said over there. I got 10 inch here and I got 20 here. I don't want to cut the 10 just yet. I want to make it easier for me to work with. So we're going to get these cut up here, and we'll get moved back over there. We'll get the planer set up, get things going for you over there. So hang in there. We'll get these cut here real quick. All right, guys, we got it cut up here. Now it's easier to manage and work with than trying to work with that big long board there. So we're going to head over here now and get the planer set up. We'll be back at you here shortly, so meet me over at the planer. All right, guys, we got the DeWalt planer set up over here. We're going to get these smoothed down a little bit and get them ready to take over and get them cut out on the sizes we need for the table saw there. It's going to be a little loud. Planer there and got things going. Looking good. Looking pretty good here. So now the next step will be taking it over to the table saw. We'll be edging one side and we're going to rip it down to 3.5 after it's all squared up over there. Then we'll be cutting our 45s on and get it cut down to size and get ready to start cutting out for the bottom and stuff we're going to put in it and all that good stuff. So hang in there. We'll get it put together. Meet me over at the table saw. All right, guys, we're over here at the table saw. As you can tell, I got my level set up here on some clamps. That's going to ensure me a nice straight edge on this side here. So for when I flip it over, cut my 3.5 off, we'll be in there. So let's get this cut out here real quick. All right, guys, I'm gonna get things set up here, get ready to get measured over 3.5, get these cut out for 3.5. You know, I've been thinking here, I might just go ahead and cut this down to 3 inches tall. Make it 9 long, 3.5 wide, and 3 tall. I think that's what I said earlier, but I think that's what we're gonna go with. So let's get this straightened around here, and I'll get things laid out. I'll be back with you. All right, guys, I got everything set up here, ready to cut these down to our 3.5, which is going to end up being what we're going to end up using on it there. So remember, anything I do, be safe, have fun. That's why I got my push block here. We're going to use this here to push it through there. So let me double check everything here real quick, make sure I didn't mess up, because sometimes I do, and I did. So just bear with me here just a second. We'll get this slid in there. All right, we're gonna rip these down now here. So here we go. All right, we got them ripped out here. I'm gonna tell you the mistake I made. I'm not afraid to admit my mistakes. Remember I said we was gonna do the box 3 inches tall? I was laying them out to cut them 3.5. 3.5 is the width, dummy. So let's get back over to the assembly table here. We'll get things started going here, get this put back together. Hey, it's all about having fun. Meet me over there. All right, guys, we got it back over here away from the table saw now. Now we got our 2 pieces here, which is going to be cut down, remember, 9 inches. So we'll have a 9, a 9, which will be the sides. And then I got the pieces here to cut one of them down for the 2 ends. And then we're going to take the pieces left over. We're going to rip it in half down there at the table saw. We're going to open it up about like a bookmark. Open it up. It's going to look pretty. We're going to use that for the bottom of it. And then the top, we're going to probably do, I'm not decided yet, maybe a maple or a cherry. I don't know. We'll figure it out and get into it as we go here, but I'll sure let you know. So stick with me. We'll get this thing built and get it ready to go. So here we go. All right, guys, we're over here at the radio arm saw. I got everything set up on a 45 here so we can cut our 45 miters for our corners. I'm gonna get this first one cut here, and then I'll be back with you and show you how we're gonna lay it out for our next one here. So this first one here just gonna be a cut to get started with, pretty much square the end up. So here we go. Okay, guys, we got our first piece here cut at a 45. Now, if you remember, we're going to make the box 9 inches long. So our next cut is going to be 9 inches long to long. So just pull off of your long side here. This is what I'm considering the short right here. This is the short side. This is the long side. We're going to pull off the long side here. We're going to pull down 9 inches. See how I got that there? Pulled down 9 inches and I marked it right there at 9 inches. And I'm just going to take my square just for the video. And I'm going to square across here the whole 9-inch mark. Like that. The whole 9-inch mark. So our cut's going to be, from our 9-inch mark, our cut's going to go this way. That's what we call measuring from long to long. So let's get this set up here. Get it laid out where we're going to cut it. Now when you measure it, you'll be 9 inches. That's the length of our box right there. Okay, we got that cut at 9 to 9 there. Now our box is 3.5 inches wide, so I laid out from long to long a 3.5, and we're going to cut this one out. I'm gonna lay out here and do my last 3.5 long, which will be our other end. Cut on a 45. All right, guys, we're back over here at the table saw. What we're going to do now is we're going to rip a notch in each one of these. We're going to come up from the bottom about 1/8 inch to the bottom of the notch. And the notch we're going to rip in through here is going to be about 1/8 inch wide, so we can put our bottom in this box. And then we'll have to do the same thing for the top, but it's a little bit different to that. So let's get to cutting this. I'm going to be using my push block, and I'm going to be using a stick to hold it in tight against my fence as it goes through the blade. So here we go. There's what you're after. Right there. We're going to be doing that to all 4 pieces here. To both ends and the sides as well. So let me get to getting this going and getting her done here for you. There we have it. The inside of the box will look something like that. So our piece of bottom will be able to slide inside that. All right, I'm going to get set up here to go. We're going to do the same thing for the top, but we're going to do it a little bit different. So, all right, guys, I got things set up here now. If you remember, just a minute ago, we cut the bottom out to receive our bottom piece for our box. Now we're going to work on the top. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I've got it drawed out there. We're going to be cutting pretty much the same thing here down through there, but it's going to be just a little bit wider. It's going to be probably about 3/16 instead of 1/8. So I got everything set up here for the first cut, and then I'll have to move it again to do the second cut. So let's get things going here and get it cut out there. That's what it should look like at this point here. But we got to make this top one here just a little bit wider, because I want my top a little thicker than I do my bottom. Because we're going to do some little bit of what they call book matching here on the top. So there we have it. Got where your bottom goes in, your top goes in. Should end up looking something like that on the inside. Now we're ready to go over to the table here and we'll get some things laid out. Hey guys, we're in the pickup truck. We're going to the big box store. We're going to get some painter's tape. And we're going to get some shellac and some spray on lacquer thinner to finish up this box. I'll show you. It's all going to come together after a while. So we'll show you when we get to Lowe's what we're picking up. And we'll get back and we'll get that box together. So come along with us. Alright guys, we made it back to the shop from the big box store here. We got some stuff we're going to be using here after a while to finish this box up. Got a can of spray-on shellac. We'll get into that a little bit later on here. And you remember in some past videos I've told you that you don't need all kinds of clamping pressure. You don't really need to clamp down on your clamps. Well, I'm going to show you a little something here today. Here's our clamp for this video. Yeah, painter's tape. That's all you need. That's all the pressure you need on it. So let's get things going here in a little bit. We'll get set up and show you how to do that. Plus, I got, after we put the shellac on, we're going to finish it off with some lacquer. This box is going to shine about like looking into a mirror. It's going to look like glass. I went ahead and picked me up some Instant Bond, super glue, some accelerator here. They're going to help us out in this video. I'll show you here when we get going here. So hang in there. We're going to get things set up here to go. We're going to start gluing this up, get this box put together. Almost got her done. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to get this laid out here. Get some glue put in this. Get this thing put together. Get this box wrapped up here shortly. Just going to put out a piece of tape, a little bit longer than what you're working with here. Just lay it out there. And then we'll just lay our pieces down on it as we're going here. Lay them down in a row. Just like that. Butt them together. Keep everything flush and smooth at the top. Just lay her down there. Make sure you got everything lined up. All right, guys. We're going to get this bottom cut out. Here's what we're going to use for the bottom here. We're going to use this on the bottom for our box there. We're going to square one end up here first. Then we're going to cut it to length that we need. So let me get her squared up here. All right, guys, we're over here at the miter box. We're going to cut our bottom out of this for the box. So I'm going to get it cut to width, and then we're going to cut the length. The width is going to end up being 3 5/8. So let me get this squared across here a little bit just for purposes of the video. Let's get her cut out. got to cut her down to length, 7 3/4. So we'll pull over from the end here. Mark it off at 7 3/4. Get us a square line so we can see where we're at. We're going to cut her out. There we have it. Now we got to get the top cut out. So this is our top glued together, so we need to make it 7 3/4. Yeah, now I can see it. There we go. Now we got to rip it down to size. You got to rip it down to 3 5/8. We're actually going to do a couple rips on it so we can keep the butch mark or the bookmark in the center of it there. So we're actually going to be ripping it twice. And there we have it. Meet me back over at the assembly bench. We'll get to putting this thing together. Here we go, guys. Now we're getting to the point here now where we can get this glued up. We got our top of the box. We got our bottom of the box, sides, and the bottom for the bottom area. So we're going to go ahead and put some glue on here and get this thing wrapped up. Show you how this works with this tape here. So let me get glue on here. Bear with me. Here a little bit. We'll get a little glue on here. We're also going to add a little bit of instant bond to it here. Help it out a little bit to dry up a little tighter. Make it hold a little bit better there. Get some glue down in here for our tops and our bottom here. Slide our bottom in. Set our top in. And we're just going to start putting this together like a building block. Here we go. There we go. Now I'm just going to put a couple pieces here on the sides, just for a little extra support here to hold it in place while she dries up. Clean up any glue squeeze out you got. Now will be the time to do it. Set this thing off to the side and let her dry up a little bit. So we'll be back with you when it comes time to. All right, guys, we're back at you. We got her out of glue up here. Got the tape off of it. We're gonna get ready to sand it up, get it looking good, get it smoothed up. And then we're gonna cut it in two to get the lid off of it. So we're gonna get ready to do some sanding here and get things going here. So let me get set up here to sand it with, and we'll get at it here. We're gonna get her sanded up here. We're gonna start out with a 60 grit. We're gonna go down to a 120, and then we're gonna finish it up with a 220 after a while. So here we go. Getting better. Getting better. We'll get it straightened up here and get her going here. It's looking real good. I'm happy with it. Happy with the way it's turning out. All right, guys, I'm back with you. I'm getting ready to lay out here where we're going to cut the lid off this box at. I think I'm going to lay it out to where I can cut it off at, let's go 3/4, see what that looks like. I think that'll work pretty good right there. We'll cut this box, cut the lid off of it all the way around it here at 3/4. Give you kind of a, what I'm talking about here. I'll go ahead and put a mark down it here. And let you see it. See the mark on it right there? We're going to cut that down through there all the way around the box. And then we're going to have our lid. So get things set up here. Get over there to the saw, to the table saw, and get it cut off. And be right back with you there. Okay, guys, we're over at the table saw. We got her set up here, ready to cut the lid off this box. I'm gonna grab my tape real quick, show you a little trick for when you're cutting this in two. Helps it out, keeps it from pinching together on you and messing it up. we go, guys. Got our lid cut off our box now. Do a little bit of sanding, straightening up now on the lid here. We'll be getting this thing put together, so meet me back over to the assembly table here. All right, guys, we're back over here at the assembly table. We got our top for our lid cut here. Now we're going to get some sanding done on it, get it put sanded up, get the saw marks and the burn marks off of it, get it out of it, and start getting this thing wrapped up here. So I ain't gonna bore you with all this sanding, so we'll get this sanded up, get things ready for the next step, and then we'll catch you up here. All right, guys, we're back here. We got her all sanded up, got our lid done. It's looking good. Got our pieces put in the center for the lid there. Now we're gonna put some finish on it here, so let's get things taken apart here. Let's get it finished up and watch this thing come to life. Man, it's looking good. I'll give that just a little bit to dry, and then we'll take some 4-aught. It's the AAAA aught steel wool pad. Go over it, do another coat, do the same thing, and then we'll put the poly on, and then we'll let you see it here. All right, guys, we're back. I've got 2 coats of polyurethane on the box and on the lid. And in between each coat, I use the Brillo pad, which I'm going to show you on this one here before we put the last coat on it, which is going to be lacquer thinner. We're just going to drag this over it like this. We're going to go one direction with it. About 3 or 4 times is all we're going to do. Just go one direction there. This thing is coming to life. It's looking good, guys. See, I don't know if you can tell it in the video or not, but it's dolling it up just a little bit, just enough to where that we'll be able to put the lacquer on it and get it looking good there. It almost feels like glass. And there we have it. We'll get a rag here in a minute. Look it over here, make sure it looks good. I think we're pretty good the way it is right there. I think it's looking real good there, guys. Now we're gonna put some lacquer on it here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, did you see that? We'll shake it up real good. We're going to spray some clear lacquer. You talk about looking good when this dries and gets done. Get some lacquer on it here. Oh, yeah. That's looking sharp. Do the lid here. Look at that. How about that, woodworking fans? That's looking good. I'm happy with that. I like the way this box turned out. There you go. Started with a rough cut piece of lumber, milled it up and worked it down. Come out with a nice little box here. We thank you for hanging out with me here. I appreciate you guys. I enjoy doing this for you. Like I say, once again, I enjoy it. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. Comment down below. Subscribe. Until next time, enjoy.